Hello and welcome to my full in-depth guide on the wonders. For this guide we're going to be using the Rise of Cultures wiki because in-game you cannot see the full info on every one of those, and we will also discuss the best build you can have for military, and overall we will talk what synergizes with what and what you can use to produce certain goods and stuff that you may need during your progress. So now we will start with the top military wonders, which are Abu Simbel, Temple of Artemis, as well as Chichen Itza. So these three wonders will make your battles way easier than they look. First of all, starting with, of course, Temple of Artemis. Now, back in the day, 1 year ago, when this game launched, it launched a little bit more than a year ago, this was granted to you when you enter, if I recall it correctly, Roman Empire. But now, you're gonna roll for it, like I told you in my previous video about the wonders. So what this basically does, it boosts the damage of your ranged units, which are your archers. Also grants you workers, which are essential because you can never get enough of those. It's also nice to mention that it gives workers every 5 levels, and it boosts the damage of the ranged units by 4% extra per every other active statue. Now, this blueprint is legendary, so most of the time you would need 80 orbs to craft it, especially on the week of promotion of the Temple of Artemis. You can follow up the upcoming promotions on the website, on the fandom website, which I will leave later in the comments so you can find this, and also this Rise of Cultures wiki. But now let's get into every 5 levels you need a new blueprint, of course, to level this wonder up. Now, at first, this wonder, as you can see, gives you 5% of damage boost. Now, over time, when you develop it higher, it will go and grow accordingly to the level. Now, the max level would be 18.3%, which is a very high boost to your archers, since the archers are, I need to mention that they are the backbone of your army. Archers do the most damage, unlike every other troops, because they've survived the longest. They always stay behind your troops, and they basically need nothing except the damage boost to be more productive than they are already. Now, here you can see on this website all the research points required to get those levels up for this wonder. Now, on the first level, for example, you would need 2 times by 3 points of research points, and you can level it up higher. Later on, after level 5, it will unlock slots for 5, slots for 10, and etc. So this is one of the best wonders to keep your military up and going. Now, and it also gives you workers, which is very nice. Now, if we return here, we can go to Abu Simbel. Why this is awesome? Because first of all, Abu Simbel is and gives you the boost damage of all of your units, which is nice. So basically all your infantry, heavy infantry, cavalry, and siege, and everything you got there will get a damage boost accordingly. Also, it produces research point, and 1 more research point extra per every other active statue, which is nice because when you go for military, you use statue wonders to boost. Because the boost from the extra boost, if we return to the Temple of Artemis, you can see that this boost here, 4% per each active statue, if you have 4 at the time, it will be 16% more, which is a lot more than even on level 20 of the actual wonder Temple of Artemis. So it makes sense to get as much statues as you can, so you can get a decent boost. Now, Abu Simbel, the only minus of this wonder is that it's military, but it's a palace, and it has no synergy with other military wonders, depending on that it's a palace, but still it needs statues to produce more research points. So if you go for military, you will still get a good amount of RP points from Abu Symbol and other stuff. So this makes it gives it more sense, kinda. But it doesn't boost other military wonders because it's a palace on its own. So starting is 5% damage boost to all of your troops, which is very good improvement. And later on, if you level it up higher and higher and higher and higher, you'll see that 18.3%, which is insanely high boost for all of your troops. No matter what it is, they still get boosted, and your archers as well, so which makes them even more insane. Now, early in the game, you might want to get Artemis as fast as possible to be successful in every battle you do. Consider getting Abu Symbol if you have orbs, because it's also legendary and it also will require you 80 orbs most of the time to just get it. But overall, these are great wonders to have when you start. Now the third one is the Chichen Itza, which is Wonders of the Great Empires. Well, if you roll for the Wonders of the Ancient World and you don't kind of want to roll 80 orbs here just to get something, let me tell you that Chichen Itza is still useful even on the level 4. So even if you get one blueprint and level it up to level 4, sorry for the ads, they just pop up on this website. So you will level up to level 4. To reach level 5 you will need one blueprint. So still on level 4 you will get 49% crit chance to your archers. This is what the base of this wonder gives you. It boosts the critical hit chance of all your ranged units, which are archers. And this boost, 49%, is very decent, actually, to be honest, and you actually see a huge difference when you have the Itza or you don't have it. Also, what is very good about this is that it gives you Mayan archers. Now, you will have 4 of them at a time. Production time is very slow, but they use only 4 squares on your battlefield, which makes that very, very easy to you, because in many situations when you will go into battles you will see that you have some space left to put troops, but it's only 4 squares and nothing of your army can fit there. But these guys can fit everywhere, and thanks to the Artemis and the boost from Chichen Itza, they're actually quite decent, even though their stats are much lower than your initial archers. Now also, it boosts the critical hit chance of all ranged units by percent per extra active arena, so you could see how it works. Now we're here, the game loaded, I have some encounter, let's quickly put it here, and let's go to the World Wonders. Now World Wonders, we return to Chichen Itza, which I have here, exactly at level 4. So like I told you, we have 4 Mayan archers, they take only 4 squares on your battlefield. Now, here, you can see the base info about the boost, yeah, and that recruiting time for the Mayan archers gets lower as the Chichen Itza gets higher in level. But your real stats are here. So basically it gives you critical hit chance of all your ranged units by 15% per each extra other active arena, and since Chichen Itza is arena itself, it boosts itself, and you get, as you see, I get 15% boost because I have only one arena active, which is Chichen Itza at the moment. So now we return to the website, and as you can see towards the end, the max level of the wonders is 30. When you reach the end, it's 125% crit chance boost and 44.5% faster will be regenerating time for your Mayan archers. Now that archers die rarely in the battles, very rarely, but yeah, this is also useful if they do die, and now you can see that this boost is actually very huge. In combination with Artemist, even by 2 of those, you will be very strong. And now, if you add to this as a Abu symbol, then your army becomes much more stronger. Now, these are the top ones which you can use, like top ones which you can use to improve your battles. Now let's go overall by probably rare wonders, because this is it basically of the legendary good ones, of the military ones, and now let's continue with the Statue of Zeus. Now, Statue of Zeus boosts the damage of your infantry units. Your infantry units are the units that usually are front lines, and you might happen to see a situation, especially in Alliance Treasure Hunt level 3, when you get a full stacks of those and they run towards the wall, and basically they don't do any damage to that wall at all almost, and basically archers just shoot them down, and then your archers win the battle, but you have no troops for the wave 2 except for the archers. Now I must say that I win many battles on wave 2 with only archers. It only depends on how properly you put your commanders to cover them, and then they shoot basically everyone they see pretty fast. So, but Zeus comes very in handy. First of all, it's a statue itself, so it boosts all your other military wonders, and as well it benefits from the statues, so it's a complete military wonder, which is amazing. Now, and it's rare, it's very easy to get, because rare wonders drop quite often, every 10 orbs or even faster. Now this one boosts the damage of all your infantry units, and also boosts by 4% extra per every active statue. Now, most of the time in the game you'll get like 4 statues at the time active, which is 16%, which is equal to Zeus level 21, 22, which is somewhere in the middle here, which is very decent. Now, but the Zeus itself also gives you 5% at the start, which is very decent, and then you end up with, as usual, 18.3%. Now, all the military wonders give the same percentage of boost at max level. What you need to know about Zeus, that this percentage is essential if you would go. But first, my suggestion would be to boost archers as much as possible. For example, when you max out Artemis, at least you can go to max out Zeus, because these percents will help you out to sweep the battlefield faster, demolish the walls, the enemy archers, troops, whatever, faster, a lot faster, and therefore more of your troops will survive towards the next wave you're gonna be playing, so this makes your life a lot easier. And Zeus is early game wonder, you can get it very easy and very fast, and I would really suggest investing in it. It's definitely worth it. Now, one of my personal favorites is the Great Sphinx. Now, the Great Sphinx is amazing wonder, and it's also rare, and it also can be get from these wonder rollings, not from Great Empires and not from myth and other wonders. It also comes from here, even though it's an Egyptian wonder. But the Sphinx, I will tell you what's amazing about it. First of all, it gives you the damage to your cavalry. Now, cavalry is a very strong unit in game. It does decent damage, they're fast movers, and also their survivability is quite decent even at the base. So, cavalry boosts 5% base, very nice. Not much, but good to be having. And now with each level, of course, it will progress until you will get those the same 18.3% on the max level. And now, what it also does, it is a statue, which is very beneficial if you use, as you see, it's a statue, yeah, and if you go for military, you need a boost, statue synergy is amazing, and it's statue in its own, so it benefits from the other statues and boosts the other wonders you have. Now, as a statue, it boosts the damage of cavalry units by 4% extra per every active statue, which usually is, because you will usually have like 4 of them, like I told you, it's gonna be 16%. And now the mystery chest. The mystery chest is very amazing here because, okay, it can give you gold and food depending on your era. As you can see, you will get less or more, but it's still a good amount if you're after the goods. And also, this produces the Mercenary Menace. Now, Menace is one of the best mercenary commanders you can get in the game. Menace, of course, will leave your army after you use it at least once, so it will not stay for the second wave if the battle is 2-wave. But those cavalry units that he summons are insanely powerful, and they help you a lot to win battles because their survivability is at highest and the damage is outstanding. So even if you don't like using cavalry, but if you're early game or you're struggling, you can always pick up Sphinx for statue synergy first of all, and secondly to get the Menace. Menace is very strong and will help you out in many situations. Now, in about these wonders of the ancient world, that's probably it on the military. So from this, you would use 4. You would use Zeus, Artemis, Sphinx and Abu. They're just perfect on their own, and we will talk about the rest later in the next video. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the part 2.